time. But the cathedral refused to tell us anything about fire. The fire was much worse than I expected. The knights penitent are either dead or roaming the halls as monstrosities. I watched them for days until I found them attack my father's limb. I approached and believed it would come home. The creature that had been my father attacked me, and I sent him to escape. I couldn't see anything left of my father in the monster's eyes. When I turned and wept, my father was dead. I never should have come here.
Hi, this is Dusty. Today I just want to go over my crowd control hybrid rogue build. It's been updated since last time. I'm level 85 now, as you can see. It's really strong now. It's significantly stronger than before, and there's still room to get stronger still. Of course, it's not as crazy as some of the other builds out there, but it is definitely one of the strongest rogue builds available as of June 12th. Anyways, let's see. What changed from last time? I no longer use the ring that you get from the main story. Instead, I replace it with a attack ring, or attack-oriented ring, so I could let out more, so I have a higher damage output. I also moved. Well, anyways, let's just go over go over my gear first. As you can see, I still have room for improvement. My bow is still only item level 756. I'm looking for a 800 or above one with some pretty good affixes as well. So that's gonna take forever. And then my helmet could use improvements. And well, I think this is the best armor roll I could get for now. Other than that, the others are mostly uniques. Alright, for my weapons, again, here's my bow, my two swords. For my bow, as you can see, I'm going for attack speed. For my swords, I'm going for the 360-degree flurry with also some very good affixes and more basic attack speed because I do want to get to my core attacks as soon as possible. That being said, do note that almost every single piece of my attack equipment, or at least most of them, have damage to crowd control enemies. Same with my rings, which are very attack oriented. Well, this was the best I could get. It doesn't have crowd control, but it's really difficult to find so many attack-oriented affixes on an amulet. So this is super rare. I don't think I'll be able to replace this for a really long while. For my armor piece, I went for balance between attack and defense. It doesn't have the HP, but it has good attack and good defense. For my helmet, this is not a particularly great helm. However, it does have intelligence and it does have strength. I do need those stats, and there aren't really any good affixes for the helm anyways. So the helm is pretty much what I need to fulfill some of my Paragon board requirements. So this I do plan to replace eventually. I just don't know when. For my gloves, I'm using a Frostburn. I know at least one person says this is garbage tier, but for my particular build, this is a heaven send. Like, it's pretty much essential for my build. The Temerity, this is probably one of the best defense options available for the rogue. Gives you a barrier as long as you heal above your max HP, which is quite easy if you're using a flurry. And then the Penitent's Greaves, pretty much essential for all crowd control based builds. I mean, you could run something different, but it won't be anywhere as good as these Greaves. Alright. For the crowd control part, well, we have the basic chill, which will provide base crowd control. As long as an enemy is right next to you, they're gonna qualify to take crowd control damage. The Frostburn, my lucky hit isn't very high, but it's very rapid, so it does apply. So I do get a lot of lucky hits per second, or per 5 seconds, maybe 10 to 20 lucky hits could go off. So very important. Then I have Daze on vulnerable opponents. Very effective. Like if you freeze an opponent, they take boosted damage. If you have Daze, you could use the affix, like the third affix here. 66% damage to dazed enemies. That's a very high roll. So, if I could get more of these on, say, maybe the swords, that would be a tremendous help. But yes, activating Daze will trigger large damage boost, so will Frost, and that's how I'm hitting those 200k damage numbers off my rapid fire. I mean, 200k does not sound like too much, but considering how fast I'm firing my weapons, yeah, it's quite a. The individual numbers are very small, but you're doing it in rapid succession, so the DPS is really high. Then we have the ability to pass on crowd control with this particular lucky imprinted lucky hit. So very useful. Then we have basic attacks. Giving more damage to the core skills. This is important because this particular build takes up a lot of energy, so you do need the ability to regenerate your energy, and this is so I could increase my crit rate. Let's see, for my stats, as you see, my main damage stat is against crowd controlled enemies. It's at nearly 400%. And the big contributors are all my equipment. See, crowd control, and there's some more on my Paragon board, but it's very hyper specialized for crowd control damage. So that's why I'm doing the numbers that I am. Do note that I do have about 38% crit chance, plus this 9% here. It's basically 46%, which is really useful because, let's see, 46% with rapid fire, which is plus 25 on the final arrow. So on the final arrow, it's going to be 71% chance to crit. So this build offers a very high crit rate, which is why you're seeing all those large numbers. Crit strike damage, really good. Vulnerable to close opponents. Dazed is particularly interesting, as I only have this for my bow, and it's contributing quite a lot to damage. There's elites versus distance. Wait, no, distance, you could mostly ignore that. Physical. What else is being used? Oh, this is an interesting one. Damage between swapped weapons. Basically, every time you swap between your swords and your bow, it's going to increase that particular damage, which is interesting because I'm running rapid fire, and puncture, which are a melee move and a
Not in town.
A melee move and a bow move. You could wait, why are there so many entries? Well, whatever. Anyways, as you can see, Puncture brings my sword out, and Rapid Fire is obviously a bow move, so if I keep swapping between these two, I'm gonna constantly have that 72% up, or 78% damage increase. So that's part of why the numbers are going so high between Rapid Fire, or for my Rapid Fire. Which is not something you could do with Twisted Blades, so you can't get that kind of bonus for Twisting Blades. Alright. Let's see, anything else worth noting? Well, cutthroats from my necklace. Core skills. Yeah, I'm gonna go into this. Well, it's part of my equipment, but it's also part of my Paragon board. Like, most of my damage comes from Paragon board. As for my skills, if I already gave a quick overview in my previous video on this particular build, so I'm not going to go over it again. Paragon board. I did not go as what I planned. In fact, I went something different. You see, right now I'm focusing on glyphs and leveling my glyphs, because as you see, this particular glyph, it's already leveled to 15. It's already providing 58% more crit strike damage for my core skills. This one is providing 55.2% physical damage. This one, extremely interesting. I placed this in the crowd control board, and this is a crowd control glyph. So this went, the damage on this is nuts. But it's well earned, because I put a lot of effort to get this much crowd control damage. So it even deals more damage to chilled enemies and more to frozen enemies. And here we have 73.7% for close enemies. And the glyphs I went for, they're all offense oriented now. Like, for the basic tree, it's more damage, more damage. I actually removed the defense because you're not going to take too much damage from physical. Like, the thing that will kill the rogue the most at higher levels are all elemental based, or poison, or something that's not physical based. Physical based, your armor can handle it, but you don't have anything for resistances, as the resistance gems don't really provide anything at the moment, because they're multiplicative, and that multiplicative increase is next to nothing. So what's really hurting at the higher level dungeons are all elemental damage based. Like, it'll be very being taken down by a physical attack is very very rare and far between. Is that how the phrase is? Is that the phrase? Oh, whatever. Anyways, as you can see, vulnerable damage, exploit vulnerability, damage against elites, more vulnerable damage, physical damage, crowd control damage, more crowd control damage that didn't show up on my menu, but yes, this is extra damage, more crowd control damage, more crowd control damage. And then this is the stratagem tree. Like, I'm not going for the legendary node here, but this is, yeah, it's the cunning stratagem board. And I'm not using this board for that particular legendary, but I am going for the core skill damage here, which I need about 21 more intelligence to unlock this to 14% more core skill damage, along with the 3 extra core damage nodes, and then more here. Again, this is going to be a 28% core skill damage increase. It's going to be a few more levels yet, but still, I'm level 85. I could definitely unlock this. So, and there's 3 more core skill damage nodes. So, in the near future, the build is going to get even stronger. And once I'm done getting those nodes, I'll be roughly level 88 or possibly 89. So I'm going to come down here and open up another board. I don't know which board yet, but the idea is to grab another one, to level up another one of these nodes so I could get another massive damage increase. So far, I'm thinking about the Tricks of the Trade board. We'll have to see, because that board does have one close combat sector and a elite enemy sector. So, and I don't know how far apart they are from the glyph nodes. So it's a possibility. I don't know how that board looks like at this point in time. So that's the current plan for this build. But yeah, I think that about covers it for now. It's still a work in progress. But I'm getting closer to how the final look of this Paragon board will look, and how much damage output it could possibly get. Well, never mind. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.